Hi everyone, and welcome to Jane Talks Real. It's Slayer Sunday, where I'll be talking about and reviewing all the episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer in order. Today I'm looking at Season 3, Episode 6, Band Candy. We begin the episode with Giles helping Buffy study for her SATs when they're attacked by a vampire, which Buffy swiftly stakes. Meanwhile, the mayor is recruiting Mr. Trick to fuck shit up and reveals his cupboard of doom. Oh, and into the credits we go. In school the next day, Snyder gives them all candy bars to sell to raise money for the band's new uniforms. So Buffy tries to sell all of hers to Joyce, while simultaneously asking to learn to drive. Joyce says no to the driving because she might take off again, but she does buy some candy bars, as does Giles, as he blindfolds her and she passes his training test, before stopping by to see Angel, who is doing topless Tai Chi. He's still pretty weak, and Buffy lies and says she's still with Scott. Angel tells her to be careful, and she gets home to find herself busted, and while she asks not to be treated like a child all the time, Giles sends her to bed. As he and Joyce munch down on the band candy, we get a look inside the factory and, oh, hello Ethan! In class, while waiting for a teacher to arrive, Xander is munching on band candy while Willow remarks all hers sold pretty instantly. And they're playing footsie under the table. Because Giles didn't show, Snyder has a little tantrum in the hall and makes this teacher, Miss Barton, cover the class. But she tells the kids to pretend they're reading and then they can all skip out. Buffy goes to Giles' house to find Joyce there, and they've worked out a schedule for her so she's not overstretched. And Joyce gives her the keys to drive home. As soon as she's gone, Giles starts smoking and Joyce breaks out the vino. Wait, now Joyce is smoking? What's going on? Buffy and Willow go to the Bronze and find it full of grown-ups and drunk teachers.
Are there any nachos in here, little tree?
Speaking of drunk teachers, here's Snyder living his best life, and is he smiling? Nah, he's probably got gas.
Whoa, there are some foxy ladies here tonight.
Get it, Snyder? Trick mentions to Ethan that people could die from the candy and proves his point when he breaks this guy's neck for eating on the job. Buffy, Willow and Oz speculate what could have changed the adults as the oldest Pitch Perfect act takes to the stage. When they go off to investigate, Snyder decides to tag along, but they're hit by a speeding car, while Giles robs a store to impress Joyce and beats up a cop before doing stuff to Joyce on the hood of a police car. As they all climb out of the wreck, Buffy comes to the realization that with all the grown-ups out and wandering around, there are no vampires taking advantage of the free buffet, and Snyder complains that his candy bar was stolen, and, light bulb moment,
they're using candy for evil.
Snyder knows where the candy came from, so Buffy drives him to the factory, only to find Giles and Joyce making out, and they are not in the mood to be reasoned with.
No, you listen to me, I'm your watcher, so you do what I tell you. Now sod off!
Buffy breaks into the factory, dragging Joyce, Giles and Snyder with her, and they find Ethan behind it all. Buffy and Giles chase him through the factory, while Snyder hits on Joyce, and Ethan explains that he's been hired by Trick to get a tribute for a demon called Laconis. A tribute in the form of all the cute ickle babas. Snyder is enjoying every minute of this adventure. Ethan tries to attack Buffy, Giles stops him, and Joyce pulls some handcuffs out of her butt.
Never tell me.
They get to the hospital too late.
She says she never saw who took them. Dozy cow.
And even in his cursed state, Giles can remember what he knows about the demon. But before they can head out, he gets into an argument with Snyder, where we can still see his Mark of Igon tattoo from the Dark Age. Down in the sewer, the ritual begins, but Buffy drops in and Joyce rescues the babies. Giles fights and Buffy dusts ×2, with the third being eaten by a god-awful CGI snake. Giles decides to take on Trick, but ends up in the path of Laconis, so Buffy barbecues it. The mayor is mad that things didn't go to plan, Snyder is back to his normal asshole self, and Giles and Joyce have an awkward meeting. Okay, so judging by the length of this review, there isn't really much to this episode. It was just silly, goofy fun, and to be honest, after the first couple of episodes, the season really needed a nothing palate cleanser. It's a fun one, and I like to see characters we know not acting like themselves, and I especially enjoyed seeing Snyder as the teenage version of himself. Just like the review itself, I don't have a great deal to say. Band Candy is fun, silly nonsense, and I like it. Except for the terrible CGI snake. That sucked. It was nice to see Ethan again, and we start to get an idea of what the mayor is up to. Teenage Giles and Joyce are a good combo, and their antics will be brought back up later in the season. Amongst the goofy fun, we have 6 deaths. 1 human, the factory worker Trick killed for sampling the goods. 4 vampires, the opening vamp killed by Buffy. 2 robed dudes during the ritual, also killed by Buffy. And the 3rd eaten by terrible CGI. And our 1 demon is Laconis, who was burnt to a crisp by Buffy. That brings our running total to 16 humans, 1 transformation, 13 vampires, and 6 demons. So there you have it. That was Band Candy. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, or come say hi on social media. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button, it really does mean a lot. Or consider subscribing if you want more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll speak to you soon, and don't let the vampires bite.